Hey Queens, my name is Martin, I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa, and today I'm going to be showing you my little Fiat 500. So just a little background on the 500, they were first produced in 1957 to 1975 as a really small Italian city car, rear-mounted engine, suicide doors. Obviously a lot has changed since then, and then on the 50th anniversary of the car, Fiat brought out the modern interpretation of the 500. It was called the Cinquecento when it first came out. So now it looks a lot different. Obviously in 2015 it received another facelift, which is the one that I have now. Mine is the 500 900T Twin Air Lounge spec, which is the top spec model that you can get for the 500, and I'm gonna show you around. Okay, so just checking out the outside, I think it's a really great looking little car. I especially love these, I think it's a 16-inch rim that you get on this trim level specifically, and you get this, like, I think they call it like a 3D grille. There's a little sunroof. It's fixed, so it doesn't actually open, but you know, whatever. And then I love the little 500 badges that are all around the car. There's one there, and they're on the wheels. A big thing that changed when they did the facelift is the rear, the taillights that now have the body color in the middle, and it's kind of just like an outline of a taillight, which I think looks really, really cool. And that's basically the outside. I mean, obviously it's not a very big car. Obviously the size makes it very, very nippy, especially in the city. Very super easy to park. It does have parking sensors at the back, not in the front, because I mean you really don't need it. So I bought this car about a month ago. It's a 2018 model, and very well looked after. It was apparently owned by an old lady before, which is always a good thing, and so it's very well looked after. I think I was very lucky to find it. It has a 0.9 liter 2-cylinder turbo petrol engine, which is quite funny and interesting in itself. It produces 85 brake horsepower, which is actually quite a lot for a little tiny car like this, and it is very punchy, and it's super fun to drive. I've always liked small cars, and I've only ever owned small cars. I don't think I would ever buy an SUV or anything for myself. I just don't kind of see the point. I like practical. I will go electric as soon as I possibly can, but it's just not affordable in South Africa currently. So I loved this car. When I saw it the first time, I just knew we were meant to be, but there is quite a few reasons not to buy a Fiat 500, and everyone that has reviewed or tested one will probably tell you all of these things that I'm about to tell you. One of the biggest things probably is that it is not the most comfortable ride. As long as the road is smooth, then you're fine, then it's lovely. But as soon as the road surface becomes a little bit not so great, it's quite a bumpy ride. But it's fine. That's fine. I can overlook that. Secondly, is the fuel consumption is really shit. It's really bad. It's like you get the same kind of fuel consumption on this car that you would get in a small SUV. It's not good. It's really not good. But also, maybe I don't drive slow, and I don't always think about being economical when I drive. It does have an eco index on the driver display, so you can follow that to save some extra fuel, I think. But generally, overall, it's not good. It's not good. Okay? But fine. Overlook that as well. Thirdly, the interior materials are not great. So you get a lot of plastic, and not good plastic. So it feels quite cheap It's all over the dash as well, and the door panels. Otherwise it's fine, because I also think Fiat parts are not cheap. Luckily I haven't had anything replaced in this car, not yet. I've had it for a month. So those are a few reasons not to buy a Fiat 500, but here is why you buy it, and this is why I bought the car, is because of just its uniqueness and the way it looks and its personality and the way that it makes me feel, which is the top reason for me to buy this car. Is every time I see it, every time I open my garage, I smile and I feel happy, and I'm like, I just want to give it a hug and I want to be like, let's go for a ride. So overall it just makes me feel really happy and warm and fuzzy inside, and it's a car that just kind of stands out wherever you go. Like, you know it's a Fiat 500 when you see it. It's not, you don't have to think like, oh, what is that car? You fucking know it's a Fiat 500, because no other car looks like this. It's great. I'm also a fan of this interior. I think it looks really nice, and it also just totally reflects the cuteness of the outside. It's carried on inside. It has this big white plastic panel that is the same color as the car, which I kind of think looks good, and thank goodness it doesn't have more of the cheap plastic. The buttons are very cute. It looks like toy buttons, which I also love. A lot of circular things going on in here, which I like. No hard corners or anything like that. Steering wheel, love. My favorite thing is probably the digital driver display. I think it just makes the car a lot more modern, and I think it'll age well over time. So then this car has a turbo, and it has this little adorable sport button here on the side. So when you press that, the driver display changes color, and the speedometer is now in italics, so you know that it's going to be so fast, you're not even going to believe it. And the eco index part turns into a turbo gauge. It's so cute. To be honest, it doesn't really do much. It does make the turbo a little bit more responsive, so you can... It is actually... No, you know what? It's quite fun. This thing is fast. It's really fast for a small car. So, okay, no, I take that back. The sport button does do something. Not a lot, but even if it just makes you feel like you're driving faster. I don't know, it might all be in my head. It probably is. This is a perfect little city car, so which is what I use it for. I only drive mostly in and around Joburg. I haven't taken it on a road trip yet, but I will probably in the near future take it maybe on a long road trip down to Cape Town, which is like over 1,000 kilometers, which will be quite interesting to see how it does that. So that's why I love this car, and that is why I bought it and overlook all of its flaws. And that is true love. That is true love. You have to look past the bad and focus on the good, says me, who's been single for like ever and probably will die alone with my Fiat 500. So that's fine. That's okay. So that's my little Fiat 500, my little baby car, which I love so much. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.